I guess you all are talking to the host, the guests.
Peace, 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 everyone. Welcome to another Post-Maafa Reconstruction. Definitely want to thank everyone for joining us here today. We are live every Wednesday Mountain Standard Time here on MelaNation App on YouTube. You can find us also on Facebook at MelaNation App. And if you would like to donate, you can donate to our Cash App, which is $MelaNation App. My name is Tahuti Forever. I'm the architect of MelaNation. We're here to talk to the family to explain exactly what our company is doing, where we are at this time, and what we're projected to do. Miss Lizzie Woody, please introduce yourself.
By all means, greetings, world. My name is Lizzie Woody. I am the Public Relations Manager. I got that right this time. And I am always excited to be here because, this is a very special project for me. And eventually it will be a very special project for you as our community. So I'm glad to be here and looking forward to having a conversation.
Thank you, thank you. Miss Janvier.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marjorie MJ Janvier. Don't forget the MJ. I am co-hosting for this Maafa Reconstruction, no, Post-Maafa Reconstruction. And I'm very happy to be here to give information and to find out more information too about MelaNation. This is a place where everything is going to be found for all of our melanated family. So if you know something or someone that has something to contribute to MelaNation, make sure you get them on there. We're waiting for them. Thank you for being here. I know I'm happy to be here.
Yes. So we're here today with our guest speaker, Bryan 12 Smith. And if you know about our program, you do know that around 6:30, we do go into the MelaNomics segment. So we will be introducing Bryan 12 Smith, which is a close and personal friend of mine, at 6:30. For the meantime, let me go ahead and introduce the family to the app via this brief commercial.
The emergence of an inspired event is now on the move, requiring all hands on deck. So here's why you should share. We have substantially invested in a systematic approach to Black economics. Our mission is to empower and uplift our community, both online and in the physical world where birds fly. Interestingly, your monthly vote steers the direction of the company. Introducing MelaNation, a cutting-edge TV and an internet platform. It's making its way to the world stage with over 400 pages of state-of-the-art features. Features include movie streaming, a production studio for influencers where your production will be displayed through the television, a dating site that can be accessed through the TV, a Google Maps-powered satellite mapping system for registered Black-owned businesses and entertainment, making it easier for you to locate the community near you, and much more. We're bringing everything the community needs under one roof in order to build the proper infrastructure across the nation. Learn more on the Facebook page, family. The time is now for your participation to shape the direction of this community-powered company.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. Now this is a name I recognize here. Jermaine and Lou just sent us a couple of smiley faces here. Miss Lizzie.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I do know that we have an event coming up.
Yes, I do. There is an event coming up, which is my birthday event.
Happy birthday.
Saturday at Sugar Cane. It is a Black-owned venue or restaurant. Couple of names, follow that, but yes. And For all the local folks, it starts at 4 o'clock, 4 until 10 p.m. Um, I don't know if you're into house music, like Chicago house music or Chicago stepping. That is one of the genres of music that they will be playing because I love house music and I do Chicago step as well. So that will be my 78th birthday, and you are all invited. So please come by and join us if you can.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And many
Definitely.
more to come.
But of
So
course,
here on the flyer reads Sundresses and Linens, July 18, stepping on Saturdays from 4 to 10 p.m. And it's free entry. Free
absolutely.
entry. Address 2535 North Central Avenue, Phoenix, Arizona, 85004. That sounds like it's going to be a great time, and I do plan on being there.
Yabba dabba do, let it on.
So
Yay!
high.
I'm going to keep you
I know
guys.
it's going to be a lot of dancing because I know you like to dance.
Oh, girl, please. I'm on the dance floor right now.
I would probably dance if I was good at dancing, but all I can do is get up there, move around, and exercise.
Dance
So
is
that'll be
dance.
the kind of dancing I'll be doing.
Dance is dance. You feel it, you move.
So MelaNation is actively creating a super app for the community. Our current website is melanation.co. So let me go ahead and venture over here to the webpage, melanation.co. Give me one moment.
And that's melanation.co. Melanation.co.
And that is our website, right?
Yes. See if I can make this a little bigger. Okay, so every MelaNation starts with you. The Mela community is a powerful all-in-one platform designed to connect, empower, and elevate the global melanated community. From networking and business growth to content, event, and opportunities, everything lives in one ecosystem. Mela community is not just another social app. It's a digital nation where culture, commerce, and collaboration comes together. Whether you're a creator, entrepreneur, professional, or community leader, this is your home. Post-Maafa Reconstruction phase begins with narrative sovereignty. After centuries of displacement, extraction, and distortion, our first responsibility is to reclaim the power to define our reality for ourselves. Reconstruction cannot occur while our stories are being told by outsiders, filtered through hostile systems, or reduced to spectacles. A people disconnected from their own narrative cannot coordinate their future. Bryan, if you have any questions in reference to what I'm reading, in reference to the app, feel free to stop me. But for now, I'm just going to go through this page until I do hear a question. After this, we generally bring up the prototype so we can actually show the app online, where we'll navigate the actual app for the audience. MelaNation is a digital representation of the conscious community, placing the fate of the community back in the hands of the community itself. To achieve this, MelaNation is governed by a committee of delegates chosen directly by the people. Leadership is not appointed from above, nor concentrated in isolation. Delegates are selected through conscious decision-making, funded and staffed by the community, and empowered only to the extent that they produce measurable positive impacts. We utilize entertainment as a strategy gateway to reach the community at large. Culture draws us in, but consciousness keeps us together. Through shared stories, music, and creativity, we gather the people, transforming attention into alignment and participation into purpose. Galvanizing the community is not a slogan, it's a mechanism of empowerment. So we do have movies, so you'll be able to download the app to your television as well as to your Apple and Google Android phones. So the map has many, many features. We are looking to continue to expand and grow the app. But the features that we're going to roll out with originally, we're going to have courses where you can log on to learn from educated teachers. We're going to have job searches where you can search and find jobs. We're also going to have, we're creating the Mela Market where you can purchase items and many, many, many more features. The features definitely continue. You'll be able to create your own videos and upload your videos to the television, and people will be able to search the videos that you created through our studios, through Mela Studios.
Okay, so that's the question I got. So,
Okay.
So what you just said, I can just let's just say if I have a new video I'm about to shoot, could I upload it to your website and then people will still be able to access it like that?
That's correct. If you have material that you would like to upload, you will be able to upload it. You'll be able to edit it as well if that's something you choose to do. And if you go onto the television, you'll be able to see your upload directly onto the television alongside our movies.
That is a great feature. It's kind of like Facebook, something that you would find on Facebook. You just upload to your page.
Yeah. So you have a personal profile on the television alongside our featured movies. We do want to stay competitive as far as our movie titles. We want to make sure that we have a large variety of titles and the most recent movies and most popular movies so people can be entertained. And then your video will be uploaded as well, where they can search your name and watch the video on there.
So this is a page for the people. You get to be totally involved.
This is correct. This is true.
So they're actually going to the website or to the app to do this loading?
They'll be able to do it in both ways. So if they log on to melanation.co, it's going to have the same exact layout as the app.
Okay.
Right. So it'll just be a desktop version of the app.
Oh, I didn't know that, but now I do.
Yep, those are questions I think we need to, beam in on.
Yes, indeed.
Right.
Let's go over to our prototype and let's play around with the actual prototype that we have.
Let's.
Now the prototype is not available to download. Is that correct or not?
Our community does have the prototype. We have different versions, and we're looking to get an updated version pretty soon. I'm not exactly sure. I'm in contact with the developers. This week, they're going to tell me the time frame when we're going to get the next version of the app.
Sounds good.
But as of now, we do have a prototype as well as the beta app. So the beta app is a little different from the prototype, but it's just different ways to get familiar with the app itself.
So how do you get to the prototype?
I can send you the link to the prototype. And I can send you the link to the beta app as well.
But
So
the public doesn't have access to that. Is that correct?
no, but our community members, the people who are following our community, does have access to it.
Okay. So
I downloaded as soon as I saw it up there.
Yeah. So I've uploaded it to the MelaNation foundational network that we have. I've uploaded the links to there. Yes, indeed. So on this very first front screen, what we have is basically the people, because what's most important is our community. On the very top, you'll see Mela News. That's our primary feature where we're able to communicate with our community. We're able to tell the community what's going on in multiple communities, what's going on in our company. And the community can reach out to us with their videos, anything that they believe is newsworthy. They can reach out to us and we can spread the news based on what's going on in their communities. So that's what MelaNews is. It's our ability to connect and keep our ears open to the community.
So MelaNews is on the top. So that's going to be the first thing that pops up when you go there.
Yep. As soon as you open the app, the very first thing you're going to hear is MelaNews. We're going to be updating on a daily basis. We're going to be live at times, and we're going to be interacting with our users around the clock.
Sounds great.
Right below that, you'll see a slide bar that shows multiple features. And below that, you do see Mela TV, which when you click on it, will show you, you're able to find different movies. You can watch the movies on your phone or, of course, through your television. This is one of my favorite sections here where it says high listed profiles. This section here has been developed for people that are in our community that has shown excellence. If they've done something that's prominent, and we are going to uplift their profile onto the front of the app. So everyone is on the app. When they very first log on, they will see the prominent people who are doing excellent things in our community.
That's a good feature.
Yes. We want to give our people their flowers while we're still here, right? We want to acknowledge anything in Black excellence.
So you're really creating history.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're going to continue to log our progress. Below that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I like the idea that we're creating history and we're bringing back history.
Yes, indeed. And on the very bottom, you do see the list of delegates. Does anyone want to explain who the delegates are as far as they understand?
Well, I understand that delegates are the ones who lead the community into the real world. We vote them in and they decide what's going to go, where the money's going to go. And if they continue to have a certain level, they don't have to be voted back in. But if they drop below a certain level, then they would have to run to be voted in as a delegate again.
You are 100% correct. So we have 42 delegates that are in charge of the direction of the company. These delegates are people who are voted in by the MelaNation users. So every melanated user has the ability to vote for a delegate to run as delegate as long as they verify that they are melanated. The delegates have a 12-month term, like you said, unless they have satisfied the community and have at least an 85% satisfaction rate, they will automatically renew for another 12 months. If they drop below that 85% satisfaction rate, then they may potentially lose their position and they have to rerun again.
So anyone that joins the MelaNation community, are they able to vote, or are there certain criteria for being able to vote?
There is one criteria, and let me go ahead and move over to the leaderboard so I can explain the criteria here. You guys seeing the leaderboard here?
I see it.
Okay, good. So the criteria for voting and giving direction to the company is you have to be a melanated person. So here's the leaderboard. The collective, we have two separate leaderboards. One is for everyone, which is called the collective board. Everyone that uses the app can gain points and they can rise to the top of the collective board. However, the only people that can vote for our delegates and run as delegates are people on the prime board. In order to make it to the prime board, you do have one criteria, which is you have to be a melanated person. So you have to verify that you're melanated, and then you can make it to the prime board. Now, these points actually does something. You know how on Facebook you can thumb up somebody's post,
Right.
and that post can become more and more popular. On the MelaNation app, when you thumb up someone's post, they can gain more points on the leaderboard. Okay. The top 800 people on the leaderboard, as long as they're in the Prime board, have the ability to become assessors.
Okay.
Now, what these 800 assessors do is they are the people who assess the delegates, right? So any users of the app can become an assessor, but they have to be the top 800 users on this leaderboard, and they have to be on the Prime board, which means that they're melanated users.
So how do they assess?
So there are three main criteria that they're going to be assessing. The delegates are charged with, one, creating jobs for the community, two, creating new streams of income, and three, offering social services. So they're going to weigh the production of the delegates against those three criteria, and these regular users who have become assessors will then give the delegates their rating.
Okay, in creating the jobs, how does that work? When you say create a job, how does that fit into?
Yes. So this is the way the job creations will work. So the delegates are going to delegate amongst themselves. MelaNation is going to give the delegates a stimulus on a monthly basis. This stimulus is the amount that they're going to use in order to invest in whatever they choose to invest in. If they choose to invest in something like stocks and bonds and things like that, that will give them credit for creating new streams of income. However, that doesn't give them credit for creating jobs. So, right. So we need to invest in companies, businesses. Let's say that our users have a hair salon, or they have a restaurant, and we invest in them to help them become more successful and create more jobs in that way. Or we create a business of our own from the ground up, creating new job opportunities. Then they get credit for creating jobs.
Okay. So you invest in someone that's already has an existing business, maybe to open another one, or just to make that one enhance the one they have.
Yes. So these decisions are solely made by the 42 delegates. So they have the ball when it comes to what the funds are going to go towards, right? They will know what their stimulus package is 3 months in advance. So they can prepare and they can plan for what they're going to do with the funds, and not just, have 30 days to figure it out.
That's good.
Okay, I have one more question.
Sure.
Okay, you say you must be melanated in order to vote, I believe. What does that actually mean? What does that mean, you must be melanated?
So that means we actually have a verification process that they have to pass to show that they are the original man, or we call them Black, African American, African descendant in the diaspora, anything along those lines. I don't like using a lot of those terms. And that's why I use the term melanated. But just to be clear, we're talking about Black people, African descendants. Right.
So if you're,
go ahead.
So if you're Tiger Woods, would he be included as melanated?
So yes, Tiger Woods will be included as melanated. And that you have a really good question there, and I'll tell you why. Prior to now, we haven't really had the organization power, the organization concepts in order to create our own narratives. Right now, we've been using the conqueror's narratives or our oppressive narrative, and they said If you have one drop of melanin, then you're considered to be, black or whatever they want to call us, minority. But we don't have to hold on to those standards. At this point, we're creating our own system, which means we
Okay.
have to create our own standards. So your question about Tiger Woods, we haven't developed the standards that we're going to be weighing things by as of yet. But once the app comes out, we have the delegates in office. They're the ones that's going to be creating the systematic approach, the standards that we're going to be governed by, right? But right now, I would say, yeah, Tiger Woods is mixed, and so he will be granted approval on the Prime Board.
Okay. So Alicia Keys and Mariah Carey and J. Cole, Drake, all those guys could be on the board, and they could actually be. I can't think of the people who put the business in the real world. Well,
Assessors, delegates.
yeah, so they could actually be a delegate.
Here's the thing. I believe in unity. I believe in uniting, and I don't want to exclude anyone. We don't want to be exclusive. And in fact, all nationalities are welcome onto MelaNation. We don't want to exclude anyone. We just want to make sure that the direction of the company is in the power of the people who's going to be affected by it the most. Right. So the direction of the company needs to stay in the hand of melanated people. So we do have a screening process for that. In the future, if the delegates have come up with some type of protocol based on, I don't know what they would base it on, we'd have to cross that bridge when we get there. But as of now, the way it stands, we're welcoming everyone who identify themselves as either indigenous, African American, Black. If they're identifying themselves in that way, we understand that they're saying they're part of the same community.
Okay, because a lot of those entertainers have identified as African American, African American. So, like, Zendaya, Halle Berry, Tracy Ellis Ross, and was it Trevor Noah? There's a lot of them out there. Yes.
There's somebody who's African but not actually African American. They still they still get a go.
Now that's a good question.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So would they have to be in America, or could they be in their own country?
The app is going to be worldwide.
Right.
So we're global. We're going to start off in America, but we're eventually going to be global. So the thing is we want to be able to identify our community. And that's a question that I asked the elders when they came onto our channel, is what is the best way to identify our community, right? And we do have a lot of divisionists, a lot of people, there's a lot of, what do you call it? I want to say fractions, but that's factions. There are a lot of factions, right, of our people that do not accept everyone, right? We have the FBA, that's a newer faction, Foundation of Black African Americans, and they're excluding anyone that's not American, that's not from America, haven't been born here. We're not using that mindset. We're going to accept the FBA and Africans in the diaspora and mixed people who have mixed descendants.
That's
Well, my thing is, as long as we are aware that there might be issues with it, we are aware of it, and we'll find a way to fix it or make it standard for everyone.
Shay.
For me, it's the key thing is being aware that those things will happen.
Shay, that was a very good point. Awareness. What was it, G.I. Joe? Knowing is half the battle. Knowing is half the battle.
True statement.
Okay, so we've reached our MelaNomics segment. Let me go ahead and properly introduce our special guest. Give me one moment to bring up um, his bio.
I can't wait till that app actually hits in 2027, where it's available for all the people, not just people that are on MelaNation.
Yes,
That's
indeed. So we are introducing a good friend of mine, and we started off. I met Bryan 12 Smith through social media on Facebook. We communicated based on our beliefs and based on our opinions and our objectives, and we just had conversations that just went months on end. And I really enjoy speaking to Bryan 12. He's a very intelligent person, and I learned that he is signed to a contract or to a what do you call it? A studio development for rappers. And I learned that he is a very important person in his community through the church that he attends. And over the years, I've seen a lot of programs that his church did for the community, and I definitely respect that. In his bio, it says, in respects, Indianapolis 12 is an unsung rapper only because he does not flood the market with music. However, he drops a joint. However, whenever he drops a joint, it makes people notice. On his first event, EP called Chapter 12, a diverse project of 6 tracks that have featured from the label mates Forecast plus singers Lee A. Rowe and Monty Clark. Of A Few Good Men, follow rappers Skype, Dead Silence, Dempsey, and many, Moko, with production from Zero to newcomers TGP Drew. The first official single was the inspirational ballad Grace, with hits, strong messages, message, and it features vocals from label mates Forecast on his previous single, It's Still the Magic. He had his label mate Demon Carl on the board as his feature. On his single Trip, he goes back to his beginnings, summon singer G. LaBelle of the Rude Boys to sing on the hook he did on 12, first release, Like Magic. 2010, his discography includes the single Full, How Low, featuring Rob Hits, Ball Outs, and Us. I remember Us. Us is nice, with featuring David Dash. For a couple of years, he partnered with David Dash and a duo, 12 and David Dash. They released 2 singles together, I'm Sorry, Not Sorry, and None of That. And that did a third single, Timeless, which also featured their label mates, Kalshi Marine. He went into the studio with Kalshi and brought in their pal Skype to do Timeless, Eternal. During his career, he has performed in Cleveland, St. Louis, Atlanta, Nashville, Louisville, Cincinnati, Charlotte, and Gary. His new single from the EP Chapter 12 is 465. It has a music video that also features a bit of grace in the beginning. He's working on a follow-up EP for release this fall. So yes, I'll definitely like to welcome Bryan 12 Smith. Please introduce yourself in that case, sir.
Well, hello. I think you did enough introduction, my friend.
Yes, indeed. In that case, let me play one of your videos that I have for you.
all right.
One second.
There's a few of them out. I'm gonna see which one you grab.
Are we able to see this video? Oh no, we're not. Can't see it yet. Right here we are.
Oh,
How's this one?
I remember that.
Yes, indeed.
Let's go. When you feel the pain in the heart, and you feel it so ashamed. Ask the Lord for grace. You see the as I walk through the valley by myself, he was by my steps. He was always there to help when his promises kept. I never understood the depths and I felt the effects. Yep. As I walk through the valley of death, he was guiding my steps. He was always there to help when his promises kept. I never understood the depths and I felt the effects. Ain't no weapon born against me to convince me that God ain't give me already. Ain't talk to me. These monsters I call for credit. I know what I've been through, what it is to my mental. Till I got this instrumental in the microphone I can fit to. Ladies, if you on my different rest. And who will close me? Listen to close me for those who know me, for those who testimony. That's a blessing on me. I'm surviving deep in these trenches with the reapers, preachers, and bitches. Keep on weeping in trenches. God is my witness. They said I'd be gone a long time ago. Come with the Bible and the brother, but know that I was trying to know. Who was crying until I was bound, was down like dominoes. Let me be impossible. Let me go and optional. Finding no solution to the delusion to my obstacle. No mistake, no mistaking. I'm breaking obstacles. So I'm gonna go and fade away. Waking in every face to face. Standing in front of the gates that took me to break across amazing grace. Okay. This is me, He never left me by myself. He was always there to help when his promises kept. I never understood the depths and I felt in the vex. As I walked through the valley of death.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You
That was good.
you definitely have a very unique sound, a unique flow. How'd you develop your sound?
And it took years. It took a long time. It was over time. It's adding one layer on top of another.
Good. You're very good. Thank you.
It sounds familiar. I've heard that before. I believe.
It sounds
Something.
very.
A satellite
Yeah.
radio right now.
And you were introducing yourself.
Okay, yeah. Well, all right. My origin story is pretty much. Well, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I started off doing music when I was probably about 12 years old, and I never looked back. I started off in school doing talent shows, and went from talent shows to I actually got signed by a local label here called Keeping the Real Records. I was signed to them for a while, and we were doing pretty big stuff when we were with them. A lot of national stuff with a lot of artists. And then that fell through after a while. It was a time for a second where I was real close to being signed with Dr. Dre and Shady Aftermath and all of that, but that didn't go well. But I did get meet my manager that I have currently, thank God. But his name is Sid Johnson. Y'all, if you look on the back of a lot of CD covers, you will see his name on a lot of stuff. But he's a Grammy Award. He's best friends with a singer, well-known national known singer named Babyface. One of the guys who was singing on that track that you heard is one of Babyface's band members. So yeah, so we do a lot of shows. We travel a lot, as you read off in some of my bio. Some of the places that I've done shows in. Big venues to small venues. The video you played was I think it was a conference. It was a music conference that I performed at. But we performed from hole in the wall clubs to knocking out whole stadiums. So I've been around for a while, man. I've done a lot as far as music wise.
Yeah, we all know Babyface, and I think like last year he was at like one of the award ceremonies he performed in. I'm not sure which one that was, but yeah, we all know Babyface.
Oh
So
Yeah,
yeah,
and so Sid Johnson is also known as Uncle Jams, right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's his nickname. We all call him Unc for short. But yeah,
Okay.
he's been around for a long. And I mean, when I say a long time, he used to manage Babyface back when he was still with Manchild and the Deals and all of that stuff. So they've known each other for years and years and years. So um, they have a very good relationship. We get the chance to hang out with Babyface and talk to him every once in a while, and it's always fun. He's a bowl of laughter. I'll tell you that.
So, what genre of rap would you consider yourself? Is it conscious rap? Is it Christian rap? Is it what?
I don't even know where to categorize it. I just like making feel good music. I just like making music to make people feel good. If you listen to my music, I don't use any cuss words. I don't use any N words. I don't, I don't partake in the violence. I just try to make songs to make people feel good. So that right there was my last single called Grace. But I was paying God, that was my saying thank you to God, because that was basically my testimony I put down on wax. So yeah, so that's what y'all heard on that. And I'm currently on new music right now. I'm releasing a new single, I believe at the end of this month or August the 1st, I believe is supposed to be released. And the artwork and everything's supposed to come out tomorrow. So we're suiting up for a whole nother run. And this one is supposed to be way bigger than the last. So it's highly anticipated.
I
Where
know
are
I'm
you?
waiting for it.
Where are you? Where do you live?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, okay.
That's why another one of my singles that you read off was called 465. That's the highway here in Indianapolis. And that highway just loops around the whole city. It's a big
Okay.
circle.
Oh,
While we're
okay.
So, yep, I have a song dedicated to the city that's 465.
Now you're a multifaceted person, and I really wanted to interview you based on the work that you do in the community. Um, and I don't have any material from that, but I did. Right.
I'm supposed to send you some over. My manager handles a lot of my music stuff. He don't do my church community stuff. Yeah,
Right. And that's what's really important to us. And I definitely appreciate your musical prowess and talents. Um, but if it doesn't uplift the community, it doesn't help the community, then, what is it doing? Right. So that's why I was asking in reference to that. Can you tell us your origins as far as the work you do in the church and how that goes?
well, I am a youth minister in my church. I love to talk to the youth. I come from the streets and a harsh background, so I like trying to teach young children how to other options than streets and street activity. So I love talking to the kids and trying to get them into sports and stuff like that. So I became a youth minister at my church, and in the community, we always donate everything that we got to the. A lot of people say a lot of bad stuff about churches and stuff, and how preachers steal money and take people's money and all of that. Well, not where I'm at, and I don't see that. So I don't know what other people might see, but where we at, we like to give everything we got, man. We just gave away food today, man. We gave away some a lot of food: bread, potatoes, cakes, pies. I mean, you name it. Chicken, frozen chickens, eggs. I mean, we we give it all away, man. And we do it every week. If you ask my pastor, he'd do it every single day if he could. Um, but but yeah, so we give away everything, man, and we just try to teach, man, and grow the community and show them the right way.
Well,
And I don't remember correct. I'm not sure if I remember this correctly, but isn't your father also a pastor?
Yep, that's my pastor. My father was the pastor. That's not why I became the minister, though.
Mhm.
Well, that's a long story. That's my whole background. Like I said, I grew up in the streets a little bit, so Me and my
That's
dad
what we
didn't get
want to hear. Go ahead and go into detail. Let us know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
for a while. Me and my dad didn't get along, man, because well, my mom and dad got divorced when I was what, 5 or 6. So my once my dad walked out of that door from there, I kind of just stuck close to my mom and didn't really focus on whatever he had going on. So for years I grew up without a father in my life. I had father figures. I had older brothers and stuff like that, but I had father figures. But yeah, so I just my mom was a single mother, and she worked like 2 jobs to try to make sure that me and my brother and my little sister could eat and stuff like that. So it was a little rough, but and that's when we played out in the street and got into trouble and doing stuff that we wasn't supposed to been doing. But I thank God for that, because it taught me a lot. You know what I mean? It taught me enough to be able to go back and teach the youth today about stuff not to do. You know what I mean? All the
Right.
traps and the pitfalls and stuff
Mhm.
where not to go. So it taught me a lot. But and the outlet for it all was my music. I would draw. I can draw. I'm an artist, but another outlet for me was just my music. I was able to vent it. So yeah, again, so me and my dad didn't talk for a long time, and then it wasn't till I was an adult, and my brother and my dad were still close, and my dad and my brother was talking, and I started getting into the Bible. I started reading it. I started studying it. I started taking classes on theology. Um, um, learning everything I could about it. Not just that. I studied a lot of stuff, a lot of different religions and backgrounds and stuff because, well, okay, y'all want the details. Once I once I had my son, I made a promise to my son when he was still a baby. He don't even know. I know, but I made a promise to my son, and I told him I was going to find the truth wherever it may lie. And so I'm going to put away all biases, all whatever somebody had told me or what I thought was right. I put all that away. I told my wife, I told her, even if I got to wear a red dot on my forehead, guess what? I'm about to wear a red dot on my forehead if
Yes,
that's where the truth
indeed.
is.
Hmm.
I went into deep study, man. I studied a lot of stuff, medicism, before and you hooked up and we got the chance to talk and you express your
Yes,
ideas.
indeed.
I express so but out of the end of it, we were still respectful. So that's what I loved about you, and that's why we connected so much because at the end of the day, we still understood that we are 2 young Black men that still are striving for the same goals, and that's trying to find truth. You know what I mean? Trying to find the
Okay.
right direction, find the ways to go to raise our young, so they know which way to go. So so we were on the same mission. We might have different viewpoints for it, but it is each his own. But yeah, so I mean that's pretty much my life. So once I told my son I was gonna find the truth, um, when I got into my studies, everything in my view kept pointing back to the Bible. I mean, no matter even when I read the Quran, it kept saying stuff like refer back to the Bible, refer to the book of such and such, refer to what I mean? So it kept pointing back. Everything kept pointing. So that's just me and my belief. But anyway, so um yeah, so I just again expressed everything through my music, and what you heard on that song Grace is just me paying homage to it. My testimony, my things that I've been through from the street, like when
Ashe,
I was
Ashe. You know
when I
what?
was
You
son.
said something that was very profound. And, our mutual friend, Michael, was on here a couple of weeks ago. And he
Yeah,
said something similar. And I always express the same sentiment. But we all have different viewpoints. But there's a common thread, and that's truth, right? We have to make sure our relationship with truth is strong, it's
yeah,
fundamental.
That's it.
Because if you're focused on something um, besides truth, then you're going to have biases, right? And it's hard to get rid of the biases because we all have been indoctrinated in one form or another. We've all been raised and taught a certain thing, and those things been instilled in us as a youth. It kind of creates biases as we get older. So
Right.
we always have to have the ability to what do you call it? Adjust ourselves and redouble down on what is true. And the way Michael does it is through what is called solicism. Could be considered similar to a meditation, where you strip away everything that's not 100% factual, 100% certain. And that's from his perspective. And from Bryan's perspective, he said exactly the same thing with different terminology, that he had his son, which is someone who's utmost important to him, and he made a promise to his son. And that promise was to find truth, be founded on truth. And whatever he builds on that structure had to be on that strong foundation. So I definitely appreciate the sentiment that you put out there.
And I was, oh,
Go ahead.
no, I was saying that he is to be commended because idle mind is a devil's workshop, and you already came from that street, and now you're giving the youth your wisdom from that to keep them from going into the wrong areas. So yeah, they have to stay busy. They cannot have an idle mind.
Yeah.
Say it, believe it.
Very important. That's the engine. That's everything. But and really, the importance is because that's where I came. That's all I know. So I see the kids today, and it reminds me of me. It reminds me of me. So I would want somebody to help guide me, to help to show me. Some of the things that I went through, I didn't have to go. But some of the people around, I didn't have to be around. So there was a lot of stuff. I'll give you an example. Maybe I shouldn't say too much. But when I was signed to a record label, I was signed to a local label. It's called Keeping the Real Records. He's out now, and we still cool. But I had a CEO, and let's just say he was when everything started. I think he was about 25. The man never worked a day in his life. He had never had a job. This man had Range Rovers, Cruisers, Benzes, the works. When they caught him with, I think, 7 kilos. So, yeah. So he definitely, street mentality, street life, street issues, things that we, all experienced and went through back then. So again, to show the kids today that there are different opportunities and different directions. You don't have to take that route. So I love doing that. Love showing them.
Yeah, we definitely have to have representations of something positive, because the ballers in the streets in the hood are very attractive to our youth.
Yeah.
I want to be like him. I want to be like them. And if we're not showing them alternate routes where you can also be successful and give them the another version of success, then they'll just fall in line with what they see out there.
Right.
So it's very important that we do have those the leadership involved.
Right. But children, youth, they're attracted to someone who's walking around in a nice suit and they have this nice car, or they see a woman with the expensive shoes carrying that matching purse. They want those things. So, yeah, they're going to be interested in whatever they're doing.
Nice thing. You know what I mean? So when we see nice things, we strive for it.
Right.
We like the shiny rims and those, those shiny cars and the jewelry and they flashy and it looks good and it makes a person feel good. Their self-esteem.
Yeah.
People
This
like
is true. So what would you say are the most important initial steps to begin the process of healing our community?
truth. In order to understand, in order to heal the community, it needs to be truth. And let me see if I can phrase this a different way. Let's get to
just being real.
Yeah. The only answer to ignorance is knowledge. That's the only cure to ignorance is knowledge. So the reason why the community behaves in the manner that it does is because it doesn't know any better. Because
Right.
once you know,
Yeah, because that one scripture says our people perish for lack of knowledge because they don't know.
they don't know. They don't know how to act. They don't know any better. All they know is the street life, that street mentality, and that's what I was locked into, and I understand it, and I understand the language of it. So I know how to talk to those that are in that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right.
And again, and to bring the community together, I would say just fellowship. Is That's what it takes. It takes togetherness. What you're doing with this channel, that's beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. That's community. That's bringing people together as a unit, and allowing their talents and their visions to giving them a platform. That's a beautiful thing, and that's how we bring the community together. People need an outlet. People need to be able to express themselves.
That's
People want to
right.
be able voice, you know what I mean, have an opinion, so we bring the community together by fellowship, by talking and letting people, giving the kids their talent shows so they can express themselves and show how they can dance and show how they can write poems and show, how they can write songs or stories, that that brings that unity in.
Yes, indeed. This is one of the things that Miss Lizzie Woody likes to express because she's an advocate. She advocates for different businesses and she tries to promote the different businesses. So one of the things that she concerns herself mostly with is the propagation of information because the information only goes so far, it only reaches so many people, and is we can't galvanize our energy in that way. So Miss Lizzie always does her best to continue to share information, and she always asks that question. How do we get the
Absolutely.
information out to the masses, right?
So
So each one has to bring one, or bring 10, bring 20. Get the information out there.
that's it.
But
I
Especially,
that
mean,
information still has to get to those as well.
especially, yeah. Especially get the information out there about melanation because melanation is about you. All you melanated people, you can go on to melanation, bring your information, tell us your story, whatever it is, whatever ever you want to say. We want to hear your story. So come tell
well,
us.
so much for making this platform, creating this platform for melanated people, man. I take my hat off to y'all. Salute, because
Okay.
this day and age, they're stripping melanated people more and more things, from rights to uh, all kind of stuff that's going on in this country and in this society. So the fact that you guys are creating more platforms, people again to express themselves, salute for that.
Ashe, thank you. Yeah, we want to keep our ears open. That's one of our primary objectives is to keep our ears open so that we can adjust what needs to be adjusted so that we have the proper tools to assist the community, right? Working on those listening skills.
And to add to what you're saying, I believe that we need to start listening more and understanding what people are saying rather than just kind of let it go in one ear and out the other. Um, just I don't feel that we do a lot of listening.
Yeah. So as the architect, my position is to create the systematic approach so that our users can funnel into a system that they have the support that they need. And in order for us to create that system, we have to have feedback, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to be able to patch any issues that needs to be patched and produce any outlets that needs to be produced. Yes, indeed. So, as far as the assistance you've done in the community, Bryan, what's a lesson that you've learned serving the community?
Listen, but people are always gonna need help, no matter what background or lifestyle that somebody may live or platform that you might think that they're on. People still need help. I'll give you an example. As we pass out food and items and stuff, some clothes, stuff like that in the community, you will be amazed at how many Jaguars will pull up asking for food, or how many Benzes will pull up asking for food, and it'll blow your mind. And it's not they can afford it. It's because they're struggling too.
Right.
And you anybody's background, anybody's walk of life, you never know what somebody's going through. You never know that. And
so
everybody walks around. I hate to say it like this, like I ain't calling everybody fake, but everybody kind of walks around with a mask on. Everybody puts on a mask because somebody will say, hey man, how you doing today? And you'll just look up and be like, hey, I'm good, man, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
But deep down inside, you might not be. You might be heartbroken about something. You might be going through some stressful financial situations at home. You might have just lost a loved one. I mean, it's all kind of that go through that you just don't come out and tell people or show people. So one thing that I learned in the community is you just never know what somebody's background may be. So I try to treat everybody the same. I try to treat everybody with love, melanated or not. It's just I just try to show love to everybody. As many people as I can, because you just never know.
that's
Ashe.
so Jesus even said we're gonna always have the poor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always hard times, and the thing is there's ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of aspects of life that we just don't have control over. We don't have control. I mean, we can try to keep ourselves as healthy as possible, but if we get sick, then we can't work, right? And if you don't own your business, you got to clock in as you're going to lose income. You stay home too long, you might even lose your job.
Right.
If you rent and the first is coming around and you don't have that rent, you might have been doing really good for the last 12 years. All it takes is illness, one illness, and it'll knock that 12 years out.
Yeah.
Everything is finite, and we don't have control over everything. So we do have adversity, right?
We have each other. And if we have each other, then we can go a long way, because where I fall short, you might be. So if I lost my job, that's when I can call my boy Will. Be like, hey man, I need some help, brother. And you help, or vice versa. So
yes, sir.
The old saying is we're one paycheck away from being homeless. Some people are, because a lot of people are living from hand to mouth. They don't have a savings. So if something happens, like he was saying, if they're ill, they can become homeless.
And it happens every day. And you never know what somebody might be going through. They might have that Jaguar, but they might have just lost their house. So
so now they're sleeping in that Jaguar.
I think my 10-year-old son asked me about homeless people. I don't know what brought it to his mind, but he asked me, how many people are homeless? I'm like, I don't know. So he Googled it, and it said like 300 million Americans.
Wow.
That's insane.
But some people want to be. Not everybody's there some are there by choice.
This is true.
Most do not.
They don't want to be responsible. They just want not to be in the system of things at all. And everything they get is free. So they can go eat, they have a place to sleep, and they don't have to worry about paying rent or buying food or anything.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of people in my family, my biological family. Some of them are doing really, really well, and some of them are doing really, really poorly. And a lot of it is mind frame, overcoming adversity. So my question here is, what keeps you going through Adversity.
You already know what it is. It's God, my faith. Let me say it like that. My belief. My belief is what keeps me going, because I tell people that's my anchor. And I don't know if people really believe me or understand what I'm telling them when I say that, but that's my anchor. And if without that, I think I might even told you this before, but without Jesus, then there, if there is no God, what am I striving for? So what's the point? What's trying to do good and be nice and be courteous and give to the community and help people? What's the point? Because if it's not,
Your voice went out.
okay.
Can't hear.
Let me see. Hello.
That's
Yeah, I can
better.
hear you now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if there is no God, then what's the point of all of this? What's the point of trying to be nice, trying to build communities? What's the point? Because like, if there is nothing to strive for as far as like afterlife or find God or meaning, none of this is nothing. Then we all just here and we're going to eat, sleep, and die. That's it. I mean, if there is no God, then all we got is to eat, sleep, and die. We have this one lifetime to try to make the best. So that go in sit mode, rich or die.
So
Yes.
your voice is breaking up every now and then.
Okay, this.
I definitely understood what you were saying. So basically you're saying that your belief in God is your anchor. That's what you started off with. And then you explain what you mean by it being God being your anchor. So it's the motive behind the things that you do to help each other and to fellowship with one another and to show love and care for each other.
Yeah, to make sure you do what God wants to be done.
So
That's why I do it for. So I do it for my God, and I do it for my community, my people, His children. The Bible says, "Feed my sheep."
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah. It also says you feed my sheep, the least of them. Where does that go? And you feeding me. You've done it for me.
oh,
You've done it to me, right?
feed for the least of men. If how you treat the least of man is how you treat me. That's what He said. So, basically, if I'm
Say that again.
how you treat the least of man is how you treat me. That's what
Right.
he. That's so basically what He's saying is, if you treat that homeless man like nothing, then you would treat me like nothing.
Right. So if you feed them, you fed me.
Exactly. Exactly. So
Right.
He says, as a commandment, feed my sheep, feed my people.
Right.
Okay, they eat. So I'm out in the community to feed my people.
And that can work on two levels, because spiritually feed them, you're in the church, and also physically feed them, and you do that too. You give them physical and spiritual.
That's why. That's what I'm there with the kids for. I'm trying to feed them spiritually, let them see. I also teach the adults too sometimes, but my main focus would be the youth. But yeah,
all right, so how do you define success?
success is what makes you happy. What I mean by that is, a lot of people might define success as being a doctor or being a lawyer or scientist, stuff like that. My definition of success is do what you love, do what's in your heart. I believe that God puts inside people's hearts and certain passions for a reason. I
Right.
believe that passion is anger.
And that's why Les Brown said the graveyard is the wealthiest place, because a lot of people had ideas and things that they wanted to do, but they didn't go for it. They didn't do it. They died and took it with them. So the graveyard is the wealthiest place you could go.
True. That's true.
Yeah, I did like that that way of thinking. If you didn't put your ideas, you only have a minuscule amount of time to, share yourself with the world.
Right.
And if you don't do that and you go to the grave unshared, then it doesn't help anyone.
Well, I
Right.
believe now this is just my opinion. All right. I believe that a lot of people are miserable and a lot of people die early because they didn't do what was in their heart. I believe that's what God told them to do, because when you don't follow your heart, you become, okay, I'll give you an example. One of my passions is music. I keep doing music, even though I still work at 9 to 5. Now I could cut off music totally and just focus on my 9 to 5. But see, my 9 to 5 is not my passion. It's not what's in my heart. I didn't grow up wanting to operate a machine. That wasn't my passion. My passion was to share my ideas, share my creativity with the world.
So anybody can get a job, but your work is what you're here to do.
Right. That's used to pay the bills. That's not what's in my heart. I think a lot of people, by not following what's in their heart, they die young. But that because they didn't. If you ask me on spiritual level,
So yeah, there's a scripture in the Holy Bible that talks about a master giving something to three different people. One of them went out and multiplied it. Well, two went out and multiplied it, and one of them put what the master gave him in the ground. He buried it because he knew that the master wanted to multiply whatever he gave to them. But the master was very upset with the one who buried it and didn't make more. So that's what we're supposed to be doing here. He gave that one that buried it, what he gave him, he gave it to the one that had the